Everyone. This is Lady T from Soup to Nuts Uncensored, bringing you the latest in hip hop, R&B, and entertainment news. And in R&B news today, we found out that Aretha Franklin is gravely ill. As a matter of fact, she is resting home in hospice. She was in the hospital yesterday. Reports went out, and they talked about her having continuing to fight the battle she had with pancreatic cancer. She's been fighting it for about 8 or 9 years or more, as far as the public knows. But such an iconic, phenomenal singer, activist, and we just wanted to send our prayers out to her and her family, praying for their strength, praying for whatever God is going to do in her life concerning her illness. But they're saying that she's gravely ill and that she's home in hospice. So just wanted to give you some information, background information about Aretha Franklin. Such an iconic woman of color. And Aretha Franklin started her career in the 1950s. But as a little girl, she sang in the church where her father was a minister. Um, and she has such a phenomenal voice. There is no other person that I know of that sounds like Aretha Franklin. Her voice is simply angelic, very strong, very powerful voice. And there are not many singers today that even can compare to her vocals. But again, we send our prayers out to her and her family. And just a little bit of her history. Aretha Franklin was born March 25th, 1942. She's the same age as my mother. Happy birthday, Mommy. We just celebrated her birthday on August the 10th. And Aretha Franklin, as a child, she sang at gospel at New Bethel Baptist Church in Detroit, where her father, the Reverend C.L. Franklin, was a minister. And then in 1960, at the age of 18, she embarked on a secular career. Now, what you don't know is back in then, it was unheard of for a gospel artist to go mainstream and sing what we call secular music. And she got all kinds of um, people saying that she shouldn't use her voice for singing secular music when she sang such beautiful gospel music. But that was for many of them, like Sam Cooke, different ones back then. A lot of people started in a gospel choir. Many singers will tell you that that's where they got their start. And Aretha Franklin is just one of those with the same history. Well, her first recording contract was with Columbia Records. And then she went on in 1967 to Atlantic Records. And everybody knows the song Respect. Respect. That is an original Aretha Franklin song. And then You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman. I'm sure some of your parents played these songs and you heard them growing up. Spanish Harlem, Pink, and they gave her the phrase, they coined it for her. They called Aretha Franklin the Queen of Soul because her voice, again, was so iconic, so deep, so throaty, so soulful. Um, and so many deemed her that name. And Franklin eventually would record 112 charted singles on Billboard, including 77 Hot 100 entries. Then she had 17 top 10 pop singles, 100 R&B entries, and 20 number one R&B singles, becoming the most charted female artist in the chart's history. So Franklin also recorded acclaimed albums such as I Never Loved a Man, The Way I Love You, Lady Soul, Young, Gifted, and Black, and Amazing Grace before experiencing problems with her record company in the 70s. Then her father it was such a big thing in the news where her father was gunned down in 1979. But it didn't stop Aretha from singing. She left Atlantic and signed with Arista Records. finding success with her part in the film The Blues Brothers and with the albums Jump to It and Who's Zooming Who. And then in 1998, Franklin won international acclaim for singing the opera at the Grammys that year, replacing Luciano Pavarotti. Later that same year, she scored her final top 40 recording with A Rose is Still a Rose. Franklin's other popular and well known hits include Rock Steady, Jump to It, Freeway of Love, Who's Zooming Who, Chain of Fools, Something He Can Feel, I Knew You Were Waiting for Me, and that song she did with George Michaels, and a remake of the Rolling Stones song Jumping Jack Flash. She's won numerous awards. As a matter of fact, she won a total of 18 Grammy awards and is one of the best-selling musical artists of all time, having sold over 75 million records worldwide. Franklin has been honored throughout her career, including a 1987 induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, where she became the first female performer to be inducted. And that's a huge feat for a woman and an African American woman. She was also inducted into the UK Music Hall of Fame in 2005. And in August 2012, Franklin was inducted into the GMA Gospel Music Hall of Fame. Franklin is listed in at least two all-time lists of Rolling Stone magazines, including the 100 greatest artists of all time and the 100 greatest singers of all time. And let's not forget, she sang at President Obama's inauguration in 2009. I tell you what, there'll never be another Aretha Franklin. There'll never be a voice as soulful, as throaty, as iconic as Aretha Franklin's voice. She's still here with us, so we just want to send our prayers out to the Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin. She has so many accolades that I cannot mention them all in just one video post. But again, our prayers are with you, Aretha Franklin, your family, and your friends. No one will ever take your place. You are one of the greatest singers of all time. All right, everyone. This is Lady T from Soup to Nuts Uncensored, bringing you the latest in hip hop, R&B, and entertainment news. And as I often say, make your day great and live your life on purpose. Take care, everyone. I'll talk to you all soon.